all started with the decision to follow Jesus. That was the day my life changed, although it took me a while to realize it. Giving up all my foolish ways was a very difficult process. God challenged me with a new trail to blaze, and I was taking up my daily crosses. But I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was all just rules. I thought it was all sacrifice. I didn't see a reason for all these tools, wisdom from my parents, prayer, the Bible, God's plan for a revival. You see, I thought the life I was living was just fine. But then I realized that in all of my sinning, I was living only for what could be mine. I thought that was for gain. It seemed to make sense. But I realized it was all in vain, like riding on a train towards pain and had no future tense. This cause I had lived most of my life for was non-existent. I was broken and poor, and everything that seemed pleasant or worthwhile. Like a sad person with a bright smile, I lived my life in denial. But about 2 years ago, God spoke to me. He revealed a plan for my life that created glee. For the first moment in all of my life, I knew I'd been chosen to take flight, to be a bearer of light in the darkness of the night, and to guide others to what's right and to what brings life, and that is Jesus. You see, before this change, I didn't actually have life. I may have been breathing, but it was all just a lie. I had a pit in my soul that nothing could satisfy, and it was taking its toll until Jesus met me eye to eye. He told me to really live, I must die. To this world and to myself, I needed to say goodbye. This was hard to accept, but the truth in it could not lie. So I surveyed all I had done and realized that everything to me meant nothing. I was placed under a beautiful light that brightly shone and saw the truth about one thing: my life was meaningless. By itself, without God, it didn't have purpose. I would try to find a job, then deal with life like a slave to this world, settling for everything I thought would bring joy or satisfaction, but instead the devil played me like a toy and I had no traction. I was slipping down a slippery slope, and the destination it was taking me wasn't so dope. But then it all changed. As I was falling, I cried out, and my God heard me. He reached out for me in a heartbeat. He took my hand and pulled me up. I never believed he would care so much for a wash-up, but he did, and he still does, and he always will. I can never escape his love, because his sacrifice will always cover my bill and my mistakes, the ones I indulged in, and the ones I still remember to this day. But he doesn't. He's forgotten every one. He's cast them into the sea. And no matter how far I would run, he's always there waiting for me to give up chasing the world and become the man I was created to be. Because Jesus saved me, and now Satan can't blame me. God's given me a purpose and shown me what life can be. If I choose to trust him and remember he is good, he's promised me so much more than this world ever could. Because all this world has is just pain and sorrow. But what God has planned is hope for a better tomorrow. So don't be deceived. I'm not chasing God to be a better me. I'm chasing God because he's the only thing that matters. The world's way of living is climbing corporate ladders, trying to find satisfaction in living for the weekend. But all that is just a one-way road to one end, which is depression and unsatisfaction. Because there is no fiery passion, and it's just drinking from a well only to go back again and again until the water is all gone. Because there is only one person with living water. His name is Jesus. He will never run empty, and he is never far from us. But just because he's with everyone doesn't mean everyone knows him. They may know of his name, but they refuse to see their own blame. That's not meant to condemn, but instead to free, because the world is a trap, and its afterlife comes with a defeat. But the good news is Jesus has paid that for you and for me, and it is a free gift. Anyone can receive it. It doesn't matter who you are or what you've done, you are never too far from his love. But since it's a gift, it needs to be open, it needs to be received. So don't believe in the world system. It's a prison. It looks and feels comfy until the door shuts and then things get bumpy. Because after this life, the world has no promise. But Jesus promises a home of bliss, a place of perfect happiness, the home God intended for us, where he'll wipe away all of our tears and he will silence all of our fears. There will be no more death, and evil will have had its final breath. But I do have to warn you, there is another destination, a place of death and damnation. It's separated from God, and that's not a good correlation. There, it's only suffering and pain. In this moment, you have a choice. It's one of the greatest gifts God gave us. It's called free will. It's something he gave us since he created man from dust. We don't deserve it, but he's a loving king. If all else seems hopeless, he's waiting there for you. If you feel worthless, he'll show you that's not true. You see, he made you for a purpose. He made you special and unique, and he desires your trust, for he has a grand technique. He takes those who are lost, and he gives them direction. He takes those who are left for dead, and he gives them resurrection. And he takes those who are unloved, and he lavishes his love upon them with no limitation. If you crave that love and the life you live just isn't enough, then look above. Jesus is waiting to fall in love because he loves you and he died for you and he wants to be in a relationship with you. So the decision is up to you. Don't settle for less. He has so much more in store for you. It's you he wants to bless. This is the hand I'm trying to lend. Choose Jesus.